What's up, you guys? As we wrap up the year 2025 and enter the year 2026, I thought it'd be fun to go over my favorite games that I played in the year 2025. We are now 7 full months into this channel, and I'm hovering around 650 subscribers at the time of the recording of this video. So, first off, I just want to say thank you so much. And I thought it'd be fun just to go over, my favorite games I played because I didn't cover the whole year that I've gamed on this channel. And so, maybe that'll just help expand my taste and where I'm at. I'm a multi-console gamer, or multi-platform gamer, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, retro, you name it, I play it. And yeah, thought it'd just be fun to go over. I have 6 games here that I want to go over, and also a couple of honorable mentions, and even my least favorite game that I played this year. So let's get right into it. The first, and these are in no particular order either. So let's kick things off with Donkey Kong Bonanza. I thought this game was absolutely fantastic. It's a very modern game, very juicy. Uh, I don't know if it would necessarily be a system seller for the Switch 2. It was for me. So, because, like, how can you say a game is a system seller when games really come down to each person's individual taste, right? If you think Mario Odyssey is a system seller for you, or a 3D Mario game is a system seller too, then definitely get this game and try it out. It really is a Mario game under the hood. In the end, it's a 3D platformer. I feel a lot of parallels with like Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube. It was Luigi in a game, but it wasn't really a 3D Mario game. That was a survival horror game. This actually is a 3D platformer game, so the comparisons are, it's undeniable, and it's from the makers of the Mario Odyssey team. If you are even like half interested in this game, there's a lot of strong, first party Nintendo IP on the Switch too. So I mean, this plus like one other game, or this plus Mario Kart World plus like one other game, whether it's Kirby, Pokemon, Metroid, um, it might be worth getting a Nintendo Switch 2 just for this, and especially because I do think the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to go up in price in 2026. But this is an absolutely fantastic game. Maybe honestly slightly too long for my taste. I did not 100% this. I did the post game of it. There's like kind of a post game story, but then like after that, then there's like collect all the bananas. And honestly, it was a bit too much for me. I feel like I ended this game. I stopped it before I got to. I could have went farther, but I stopped at the post game credits because I didn't want to risk feeling too burnt out. Like I said, maybe it's slightly too big. I don't know when I would replay this. It could be a very long time. I still haven't even played Mario Odyssey, but for my time spent with this, it was probably one of my favorite games in the year 2025. This next one, I only have digital, so I don't have a copy to show up. That's Resident Evil 2 Remake, the PlayStation 5 edition. This has been sitting in my digital library for years now. I must have picked it up one year on PlayStation 5 on some, just PSN sale for like $10. It had to be $10. I also have Resident Evil 3 sitting on my library as well. And I really like the Resident Evil games. I'm by no means a hardcore fan by any means. I mean, in fact, I probably would be like considered pretty casual since the only ones I've played were Resident Evil 4 back in the day. Loved that one on the GameCube, absolutely. Resident Evil 5, I'm on team who doesn't hate Resident Evil 5 because I'm huge into like especially in the 360 days, like those bro co-op shooters like Gears of War, Army of Two. And Resident Evil 5 really felt like it took some of that, some of those like aspects from those playbooks. And I played a lot of Resident Evil 5 co-op with multiple friends, so I have good memories with that. I played Resident Evil 6, don't remember at all. I remember being very disappointed with that one. And I played Resident Evil 7 in 2020 on Xbox Game Pass, and I really enjoyed that one as well. But the story of Resident Evil is all disjointed, and like it's one of those series that I do like, but I never like marathon or binge those games. But I still want to like play all the Resident Evil games like over the course of my life. I just kind of like kind of do them every now and then. And with the remake of Resident Evil 4, I just mentioned that's one of my favorite ones. Instead of like playing that right away, which I want to play it like normally and in VR mode because I also really like VR gaming, I was like, man, I want to play Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake first before Resident Evil 4. And so I finally got around to playing Resident Evil 2 remake. There was kind of like this window of time between like whatever game I finished before that and before the Switch 2 coming out, and I thought like Resident Evil 2 was like just this perfect like shorter game versus like your 60-hour open world game. And so I played it and I loved it. I'm not nostalgic for Resident Evil 2 like on the N64 or the GameCube, so I didn't have anything else to compare it to. But I do have experience with the first Resident Evil game on GameCube, and I never really got far in that. It always like stressed me out because of like the whole like ink saving. As a kid, like I was like, oh my god, I have to like play like a good chunk of it before saving because I don't want to waste my saves, and a lot of trial and error. And if it's like a 5 hour long game, that really helps expand the playtime. Back in the day, because you have to like keep trying, get familiar with it, see how far you can push it before saving. But so they have that mode in Resident Evil 2 remake, but I didn't play that. I just played where I can save as many times as I want. I probably have like 100 saves on it. So not great. I'm not like great at it or anything like that, but I really liked it. I had a great time. I played both the Leon and the Claire stories. It was just a great experience. I love like the puzzle cube box and everything with the aspect of the game, and it even like makes me want to play the N64 version more, and just to see like all these like set pieces and environments like how they originally were. Like I'm actually really looking forward to like giving it a spin. And I don't know, in a way, like unlike Resident Evil 1, since I don't know how long that game is, because like I don't watch like people play like videos on YouTube or other people playing games. I'd rather experience it for the first time by myself. And now that I've like played through Resident Evil 2 remake, I can like if I try out the N64 version, I have the limited saves. I kind of like know like what the game is, like how long it is, and like maybe like how to chunk it out a little bit. So really enjoyed my time at Resident Evil 2 remake. Again, the PS5 version. Definitely recommend that one. All right, this next one should be no surprise to people who may have watched the channel, but we have to consider Sonic Rush as one of my best games of the year. It's been like 5 years since I picked up my DS, and this wasn't even my first choice that I was gonna play. It was actually my sixth choice. Somehow I lost those 5 games that I wanted to play, and so I ended up playing this game, and it's just really funny because like I already have like a nostalgic memory for this, but not really, because I only played stage one back in the day. Like the only reason I own this game is because my sister entered some contest on like WB Kids, like during Sonic X, of like some like contest online, and she got like second or third prize. I'm not sure what, and it was just like a plush and like the game, and she gave me the game because she didn't want it, but I like didn't even want the game at the time, so I only played like the first stage, and it was like whatever. Replaying it now, it was just like a great burst of like just entertainment for like 10 minutes when like I really have like not much time to game. Uh Contrary to what it looks like, I'm just trying to manage my time and make it happen. And I was like, oh, I can actually make use of 10 minutes of time that I never would have considered long enough to game if I like focus on these smaller old games. And this was just with no, actually pun intended, it gave me a rush in those 10 minutes, and I loved it. I had so much fun. I still love it. I haven't finished it yet, but I have like one Blaze level left, and then probably the final boss again for the second time. Not looking forward to that. That final boss is pretty hard to beat it as Sonic. Um, but yeah, so I beat the Sonic story. I almost finished the Blaze story, and this was a ton of fun. And I talked about that experience in a video, and that video is responsible for doubling my subscriber count, quote unquote, overnight. It was really more like over a week. But got me into the YouTube partner program, like the level 1 partner program. Yeah, like really fast. It was all because like this game, honestly, like I wouldn't have made that video the way I did. People said that they clicked because of Sonic Rush, and so it's just like, yeah, it resonated with a lot of people. I thought nobody was playing this game because I don't know, everyone's algorithm's different, right? And so like I'm a Sonic fan, but not that deep into Sonic, where like my algorithm's filled with Sonic stuff. So I didn't know this game was actually low key popping off. So a lot of people are correcting me. It's like, what do you mean no one's playing this game? It was pretty funny. So like, I don't know. I already had like this like connection with this game because of like how I obtained it with the contest back in the day. But now like, however far this channel goes, like no matter what, like I can't take away from this game that it helped double it, got me into the YouTube partner program. Level 1, still working on level 2. So uh, if you like these videos or my other videos and you've been around a little bit and haven't subscribed yet, yeah, please consider hitting subscribe, because this got us pretty far. And so yeah, still going. And yeah, Sonic Rush, in the end, like besides all that, it's actually a solid game, a solid handheld game. Definitely recommend it if you haven't played it. Especially if you're into Sonic games, because I like other Sonic games too. But yeah, this is definitely a fun one, and way more approachable when it comes compared to like other 2D Sonic games. I'm actually not very good at 2D Sonic games or Sonic in general. Like I've been replying to some people in the comments, like for me, C's get degrees. So if I just beat the level and I get a rank of C, I'm happy. Like I'm not that good at Sonic games. I've never beat Sonic 1 or 2, the Genesis ones. But you can save between levels in this, so I like it. But maybe that makes me a filthy casual. Also, if you watch this channel, this next one should not be too surprising, but Gears of War 2, man. This game holds up so well. I talk about it throughout my videos. I'm in the middle of a Gears of War marathon. I'm right now in the middle of Gears of War 5. I'm deep enough to say, like, definitively that Gears of War 2 is the best in the franchise. So if you played Gears of War Reloaded that just came out in 2025, find a way to play Gears of War 2. Or if you just haven't played Gears of War in a long time, maybe play the first one and two. That's the way I would do it. But you can jump straight into two if you want. It's just a fantastic game. Gears of War 1 has always been like kind of like a measurement thing to me. Like I wanted to play Reload on PS5 to be like, how does this feel on PS5? Like it's such a test game for me. Build a PC. I have like Ultimate Edition, like on whatever the Xbox app. To play that on PC, like just like Gears of War is just like almost like my like test based game. Like if I get like a and Thor like handheld that can like emulate 360 games, like Gears of War 1 would have been like my first test game. Over here in my like retro setup, I'm gonna build over time. I want to move my 360 down here, and I've been looking online, just browsing on like modern third party like Xbox 360 controllers, because I kind of like brand new controllers versus used controllers. Like that's just a personal thing, and so I might like buy one of those, like a modern, brand new, like awesome third party Xbox 360 controller. And the way I would have tested it is playing Gears of War on this setup with on Xbox 360. But after my marathon, instead of playing Gears of War 1, which I've played like countless times over the years, I have not played Gears of War 2 that many times. And I think this is going to become my new test version of the game, or just like, my test baseline, because this game is just fantastic. It's everything Gears of War 1, but better. And it just blows me away in 2025 how well this holds up. So don't wait for Gears of War 2 Reloaded. It's probably going to be worse. I've been seeing stuff with E-Day that they're building it all from the ground up in Unreal Engine 5. And you know what that means? Bugs and glitches and different feel, different vibes. Not as good. Definitely play Gears of War 2. This is definitely one of my favorite games that I played in 2025. Next up, man, I just finished this one. I just got 120 stars yesterday, from the filming of this video. Mario 64. I feel like any year I play Mario 64, it's going to make it in one of these like top games I played videos at the end of the year, because it's just a timeless classic. It's perfect. It just, I don't know, very unlike Donkey Kong Bonanza. Like I'm not left feeling burnt out. Like I can easily every session play this game, feel like I want more. I finish all 120 stars. I feel satisfied. I feel good. I'm not quitting it because it's like too much or too big, or I feel burnt out. It never felt like a chore. It's a timeless classic. If like, want to make a comparison to just like classic movies or something, if there's like a movie that people say like you need to watch this movie, like everyone should see it, this is the game that everyone should play, at least in 3D. I mean, sure, like maybe there's like 10 games that everybody should play. Mario 64 is a game everyone should play, and when it comes to 3D, it's like the 3D game that everyone should play. If you like video games, which I'm sure you do if you're watching this channel, if ask yourself if you've ever gotten 120 stars on Super Mario 64. If the answer is no, you should really do it. I feel like that's something every gamer should experience, is just going through it. Maybe you've played Mario 64 but never got 120 stars. Definitely go for 120. That would be like a baseline. I feel like if I was like teaching a classic video game course, whether it's in college or like for kids, I don't know, this would be an assignment. Like you'd be like, you have to get 120 stars in Mario 64. And that's just kind of like your introduction of history into 3D video games, and it still holds up today. Like it's up there, right there with Donkey Kong Bonanza. Like you'd say, I don't know, if you're into modern games, you're like Mario 64 is like, it looks terrible and all that compared to Donkey Kong Bonanza. The game's only 8 hours long compared to like 20 to like 40 hours of Bonanza, depending if you do post game or 100% it. I don't think the length or the graphics really matter. Like the feel for this game, it's just so good. It's just so good. And last but not least, I think this might honestly be my favorite game of 2025. Yeah, so those who think that I'm like a Nintendo fanboy or anything like that, No, I think this is my favorite game I played in 2025, and that is Stellar Blade. I was very surprised with Stellar Blade. I like going to my games blind. It just I don't know, coming off of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth with like just that action combat. I looked at some videos of this. I'm like, oh, this kind of has like a similar third person action combat thing. Whatever, I'll give it a try. I was surprised with how much like Matrix inspiration is just blatantly obvious with this one. And Matrix might be the first Matrix might be my favorite movie of all time. So I was pleasantly surprised going into that, like just how good that was. And I didn't play a Souls like game, like what the hardcore Souls like community would say would be an official Souls like game. I don't think this really counts as that. It's more of just a third person action game, but at the same time, it's I don't know, one of those games where it's like you get like your healing items and you have to work your way to the next checkpoint, and you know maybe you start out with like three healing items, and by the time you get to the next checkpoint, they'll refill your healing items. And if you want to use more heals beyond those three, you have to use one time consumable ones that won't recharge if you die. And yeah, it's just one of those games, and I just absolutely love this. It's not open world, it's more like an open zone game where there's like two big open world esque sections, which I actually kind of like the open zone better than open world. It feels like there's less dead space, and there's just like more, I don't know, it's more built with purpose. There's more things to like look at and do, and I just had a ton of fun with this game. I was going to try to do every side quest in the game, and it was within reason. I did every side quest, but there's like a fishing one where it's like catch every fish and all of that. And I was kind of like, all right, I know I can, like, to do this quest, I'd have to go to every body of water in the two open zones and fish for a while, bring all the different kinds of bait. And it could have taken at least like 4 hours to have done that and exhaust that to try to find each and every individual fish. I'm like, well, I could also look it up and do and find out where, like, which bodies of water have the certain fish. I'm like, I didn't want to do that. Like, I was like, I would have actually have done that, to be honest, because I wanted to platinum this game, get the platinum trophy, because it was just one of those games I was vibing with so much. I'm like, oh man, I'm liking this. I don't want this like experience to end. Um, just the vibe and like the music too. The music blew me away in this game. But yeah, so with the fish, I went and at the end of the game, it's like here's the point of no return, which is very classic for like just a lot of games now. And I guess like spoilers, minor spoilers. You do that, and once you beat the game, you can't like go back to the open world and finish your side quests. So I did all the side quests and everything, and I was like, I'll do the fish one after I beat the game. I just really want to finish the game and like keep the vibe going. I'm having fun. Let's like finish the story, and then like you don't get to like you don't get to go back. You have to start New Game Plus, and I was kind of like, I don't really want to like do New Game Plus. I kind of want to start a new game, and I think this was what I played before I played Resident Evil 2 remake. So yeah, but absolutely recommend this. It is pretty challenging, very similar to Souls. Like I did play like Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, uh, also after this game, and that was definitely like actually a Souls like. But I do like Stellar Blade more than Wu Chang for sure. Like League's better. Definitely my favorite. Like one of my favorite, if not definitely my favorite new IP of like the PS5 generation, PS5 Series X, so like brand new IP. I was gonna say modern game, but if we include PS4 and Xbox One, maybe Horizon Zero Dawn might be up there. Yeah, depending how I wake up, this versus Zero Dawn, it'd be tough. The sequel, no spoilers, minor spoilers. There is going to be a sequel to this game, so depending on how the sequel does, this might leapfrog the Horizon games for me. I didn't think Forbidden West was as good, but they do have the VR game. So in terms of franchise and IP, yeah, we'll see. But definitely like the vibe of this even more than like the Horizon IP. And it's one of those rare modern games where I'm actually really looking forward to the sequel. We'll be buying this day one, absolutely. If it's multi-platform, I'll still be picking it up on the PS5. Yeah, absolutely love this game. Can't recommend it enough. Definitely one of my favorite modern games of just I guess ever when you talk about modern gaming. And so yeah, those six are definitely my six favorite games that I've played in 2026. Some honorable mentions that I wanted to talk about was definitely Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. That was a cool game. I really enjoyed my time with it, probably because it was my first Souls-like game. So I think that enhanced my my experience with it, just giving me more of a rush. as I played that game and being intimidated by Souls games for so long. Uh, because I like played Dark Souls, got destroyed right away until like I looked it up, like how do you beat this boss, and it said like you're actually supposed to like run around and dodge the boss. I was like, okay, like there's no tutorial. Like how the heck was I supposed to know that? And so it kind of soured the whole like Souls like for me for a little bit. But yeah, I enjoyed some of the challenge. Like the bosses maybe took me like 3 hours long each, but in the end I overcame it. So like yeah, when I do like a boss like Sonic Rush, like the final boss in Sonic Rush, which is really hard, I now have this point of reference. I'm like, I grinded 3 hours for these bosses on Wu Chang. Like, I can beat this boss. I could beat this final boss. I know I can. And so, yeah, it was just like a good experience. But yeah, who knows? Like, I do want to play some more Souls games over the years. Definitely some of like the classic ones, or maybe even consider the good ones. I want to play Elden Ring. I definitely do. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't have a good point of reference if Wu Chang is a good Souls like or not. But it's my first Souls like, and therefore, I enjoyed it. I don't think it was as good, and it could just be the genre it's in general, but I don't think that it was like as polished as much to my liking. Even it was like this game, Stellar Blade, is more. I wouldn't even consider this totally polished. Like the voice acting and like the animations as they're talking is a little bit whack. Like it's noticeably not as good as other modern games with like the full motion cap. But I think that's great. Like I think Horizon Forbidden West is too much motion capture that's unnecessary. I think this strikes a great balance of like modern gaming and like just the right amount of juice for a modern game. Wu Chang felt like it was like underjuiced, and but of course it was a $50 game at launch, and if you can get it cheaper than that, like 20 or 30 bucks, I think it's a great deal. And I don't want to like hold it against it. Like I don't think it needs to be in the oven for another 3 years to get like any kind of like motion capture or everything. I don't know. It was just like it felt like a little more cheaper to me. It's just like I don't know if that's a game I'm ever gonna replay, to be honest. Like maybe I will. But I don't know. I honestly don't really see it. But I did have a good time with it. I enjoyed it, and it is an honorable mention. Another honorable mention is right over there, and this could just be the hype and the nostalgia talking, but I have Star Wars Shadows of the Empire in my analog 3D right back there. Like I said yesterday, I finished 120 stars on Mario 64, and it's pretty funny. My wife actually wasn't feeling good last night, which is really rare. I'm the one who actually gets sick all the time. She wasn't feeling good, and we watch TV and movies at night. And so if she's not feeling good and wants to go to bed, I like unlock this like extra block of game time. And I was gonna play Gears of War 5 a little bit, but I usually play that like after dinner. Like I get like 30 or 45 minutes. While my wife watches the kids, and then we swap, and then I watch the kids. She gets 30 or 45 minutes to do whatever she wants, and that's kind of like my like modern game time. I feel like, or like my big game time, and that's my Gears of War time. And so I'm like, well, I already played Gears of War. I finished Mario 64, and I didn't play Gears of War yesterday because I finished Mario 64 during that time. But so I was gonna play Gears of War 5, but I'm like, I don't know if Shadow of the Empire is a game I can micro game. Like I don't remember it that much. I'm just like I remember some of my first games all the time. I remember it being like hard, and that I never got past level 5. And for some reason, I knew that there was 10 levels of the game. But now that I played it yesterday, you can see the whole level select like right away. So yeah, there's 10 levels in the game. I remember I never got past level 5, and so I was like, I definitely want to try it out because I like don't really remember too much. I ended up playing. I was gonna play one level of that and then go to Gears of War 5, but I was just having so much fun, and I ended up doing like 4 levels of the game. I have no idea how I beat like level 2 as a kid with the ATST walker. Like that boss was pretty tough. I have no clue how I beat that. But I got up to level 5. I stopped at level 4, which had this like Donkey Kong, like I don't know, barrel like minecart type of level where you're on a train and you're jumping over stuff like platforms to not get hurt. And I don't know, I just had so much fun. It was just like so nostalgic. Just like but like I forgot it. So it was like nostalgic, but it was kind of like I don't know, almost like an inception. Like I'm just like reliving this dream. Like that all these like things are coming back. Like I don't remember level 2 at all besides that ATST walker. But there's this room with like 6 switches. You have to like power up like the generator or whatever. And I like remembered that room. It like flooded back to me, and it was just crazy. Um yeah, a ton of fun. I don't know if I'll be able to beat the game. I was playing it on medium. That might have been aggressive. I probably should have started on easy mode. But we'll see. Maybe I'll have like it seems like it's a decently short game, so if I hit a wall, I think I might switch back and play it easy. But just like I feel like that's an honorable mention. Like yeah, we'll see how the rest of the game is if I hit a wall because it's pretty clunky. But like nostalgia's talking, and I'm just having a blast with it. Of course, it was just like one play session, but I think I might play some more today after I finish this video. I actually just want to jump back in here with a couple other honorable mentions that I forgot to mention when I first recorded this video, and these are a couple good ones I think are definitely worthy of honorable mentions, so I want to get them in here. First off, it's an indie game that was free on PlayStation Network that came out this year, and that's Balatro. Balatro is a very, very popular indie game, and for very good reasons. It's like deck builder, roguelike, that's based around poker, and it's incredibly well made, incredibly fun. I played that one on my PlayStation Portal, and it's just absolutely a perfect game for the PlayStation Portal. I know it's like streaming over Wi-Fi in my house, but due to the nature of the game, like it's not like a first-person online shooter where like the latency matters or anything like that. It's a perfect game for the Portal. Highly recommend it, and it's probably honestly a perfect mobile game too. Um, but it only gets honorable mention because I'm honestly not that big into roguelikes in general. Just the idea of like replaying the runs over and over and over and over again. I don't know. I have so many games I want to play that just like it hasn't like clicked with me, the roguelike genre in general. So that's what stops it from being in like one of my best games I played because I ended up kept playing the game until I actually completed a run and it's like you win. Of course, there's like meta games like where you keep doing it over and over again and win with like different decks and all that. But after I can like I only played for like 3 hours total, and once I beat my first run, I was like satisfied and fulfilled and never picked it back up. But I can definitely acknowledge that it's an incredibly well made game, and it's an indie game. I haven't really talked too much about indie games on this channel, and so. I want to give credit where credit's due. Like Balatro is an awesome game. People can sink hundreds of hours in this. Just because I only put 3 hours into it doesn't mean it's not a game you can't put hundreds and hundreds of hours into it. I'm jealous of people who have that kind of dedication, but it's still an incredibly well made game. And the other game that I want to talk about is a mobile game. That's another kind of area of gaming don't have much on the channel at this time, are mobile games. My least favorite type of games, mobile, but they're games nonetheless. And if there's a good mobile game, I want to give credit to that, and that's Pokemon TCG Pocket. When this came out, it came out in like 2024, but I played it mostly in 2025, like for the entirety of 2025. And this game, it's just like the perfect mobile game, honestly. I never once spent money on it, so it has the store, it has like the gotcha mechanics, but like they give you like 2 packs a day to open up, and there's an online multiplayer that works really well. They're shorter games versus like the real life rules of playing Pokemon trading card game. So they're pretty short games. There's an online meta, so like yeah, you kind of have to Google what's the best deck, but then that kind of gives you an idea of what you're trying to look for when you're opening up packs and like doing like your like daily like wonder picks, which are kind of like a random 1 out of 5 like kind of gotcha, but you can kind of see what the cards are. And then also like trading kind of sucked at the beginning, but it's gotten better over the years. I actually kind of never really used the new trading system because I've stopped playing by then. But yeah, so like I was playing online and keeping up with the meta for a little bit. It was a ton of fun, talking with my friends in the group chat about the game. Eventually I kind of stopped playing online and just kind of and like when even if you don't have to play online, it's still fun just like open up your daily packs and just like if you like Pokemon cards or any kind of trading cards in real life. It's just fun to just open the packs and try to complete a set. Like completely free, I've completed a couple sets, and it's really enjoyable to do that. And then yeah, I don't know. I just like any game like that, any mobile game I've ever played. Not played for more than a year, and this was probably the longest I've ever played a mobile game. My wife's still playing it. She plays and still keeps up with it. Every day, does her dailies and all that. But yeah, for me, like just I eventually kind of get tired of the days. I kind of feel like I'm in the Matrix doing the same thing over and over again, and then I kind of get tired of it. And then when it comes down to it, there's like I was doing two dailies every day, my Pokemon TCG Pocket and like Microsoft Bing. And like, if you, I don't know if you use the Microsoft Bing Rewards app, but you can get like points every day, and once you get like 5,000 points, you can get like $5 of Amazon gift cards. So I'm always like, well, I can do my Pokemon dailies, but I get nothing out of it, or I can do my Bing dailies and actually get like $5, which is like half like a manga book off Amazon. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like if I'm doing my dailies, I want to do that, and I'm still sometimes bad about like doing that dailies because it's just I don't like that like matrixy routine. And I don't know, when my child was born, it was a couple nights in the hospital. I successfully broke out of like I forgot to do my Pokemon dailies, like for the first time over like the year, and because my mind's not on doing my dailies in that situation. And I was like, after that, I was like, you know what, like this is good, like this is a good jumping off point. I'm satisfied. But either way, I feel like that for a free modern mobile app that like has to have a store, has to have like a gotcha system that's basically living off of whales. I think Pokemon TCG Pocket is just the perfect mobile game, and it's really set up to be fun, completely free, and that's how I view a really good mobile app. So, yeah, if some reason you haven't played that one yet, definitely give it a shot. It's free. It's a ton of fun, and definitely worthy of an honorable mention for this year. And so those are some honorable mentions, but I want to go over my least favorite game that I played in 2025. And again, for those who call me a Nintendo fanboy, maybe this will surprise you, but my least favorite game that I played in 2025 was Mario and Luigi Brothership. That came out in November 2024. I believe I started it in December. A majority of it was played at the beginning of 2025, and I don't know, man. It was like 4 hours of tutorial. It was really boring at the beginning. The 30 frames per second was really noticeable. Like I hate that I could see like frame rates and stuff like the 30 and 60. If I don't notice it, it doesn't bother me. Then like that's cool. Like that won't bother me. I don't know the frame rates of like Mario 64 or like Shadow of the Empire, but those games aren't bothering me. Maybe because they're older, but I don't know. This Mario and Luigi Brothership, it like almost felt like less than 30 frames a second. It was really noticeable. Maybe it was on handheld. Maybe because I was playing on like the big OLED and it should have been played as a handheld game. The load times were horrible. The game was very simple, and for some reason, I like played like 40 hours and did like every side quest. Like I don't know. Maybe it was because of just like some of the vibes I can get into when it comes to like having not big game time and also like taking care of like the kids and everything at like their young like toddler age is like it's just easier to keep playing that game than start a brand new game and risk like a new tutorial, especially as like I didn't have a good retro setup or anything, or my mindset was just still modern. And like I don't know, I was like, oh, this is the end of the Switch 1. The Switch 2 is coming out this year. This is like one of the last games on Switch 1. Like I don't know, I feel like I owe it to the Switch 1 to play this game. Like I don't know, I just kept going. And yeah, I just like I look back at it like, and I don't even know if because I love Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. That first one is great. I think I replayed that in like 2023, whenever that came out on the Game Boy Advance Nintendo Switch Online. That game holds up. That game's awesome. And I need to replay Partners in Time on the DS. But after that, I didn't really play any of the other Mario and Luigi games. So like I really wanted to play Brothership. I really wanted to give it a chance. I mean, I gave it a fair chance. I beat the game. Um and I did a lot of the side quests too. And some of the side quests are just had like these really long like they weren't cutscenes because it was just text dialogue going back and forth, but like just like too much story fleshing out these side characters. They had like no art style, like no good personality. Like I want to say no personality, but I mean, people who were a fan of the game would probably tear me up, and there was. I mean, yeah, you can argue like that there was some personality, but it was just like bland and like I don't know. I didn't love it. I just didn't love it, and um, yeah, I wish I could get like at least like 30 of those hours back. Like maybe I should have stopped 10 hours in and just considered it a wash. But yeah, I played it and it's just fun. It's like I think IGN gave that a 5 out of 10. And it's like, yeah, yeah, probably 5 out of 10, maybe six. Five might be aggressive, but who cares? They're just numbers, and it's all about your individual taste. Like I don't think I'll ever replay Mario and Luigi Brothership again. Like, I'm doing this Gears of War marathon. If I ever do a Mario and Luigi marathon, I don't know if I'll play Brothership. The series will have to like really get like great again, and somehow like tie in brother, making it like me like wanting to play it, maybe not do all the side quests. That's probably a big one, is skipping the side quests. But when it comes to RPGs and side quests, it's like if I do the side quest, I get stronger. And I don't know, the game was just very simple and just not well polished, I feel like. And oh well, that was my least favorite game of 2025. So yeah, I guess like I don't know. Are fanboys allowed to dislike first party Nintendo games? I don't know. Maybe not. So I don't know. Those are my favorite games of that I played in 2025. Also, my least favorite game. And yeah, if you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know how good this one will do pushed in terms of the algorithm with impressions. So this is really geared more towards the subscribers, and yeah, just to help flesh out like what my tastes are in games and everything like that. And yeah, I can't. I'm looking forward to 2026, and hopefully I'll make another one of these videos at the end of 2026. So we'll see what I end up playing over the year and what I enjoy the most. And yeah, I again, like if you're a casual viewer, I've been looking at the analytics. I love looking at the YouTube analytics, and I just have this estimate. Like if I was on like on a game show, or had a if I was put up against like a large sum of money, and I had to answer the question, how many casual viewers do I think watch my videos regularly and are not subscribed? I think that answer I think I would answer around 75. So I think there's 75 of you out there who are pretty casual viewers that have not hit the subscribe button yet. So yeah, if you want to help me on the way to 1,000 subscribers, please hit subscribe. I would really appreciate that. If somehow this is your first time on the channel, check out some more videos and see if you like the vibe before hitting subscribe. Um, Hitting like helps out a ton. You have no idea. It does help out a lot. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Happy holidays, and here's to a good 2026. Later.